Hey guys, how are you guys doing today? We are back with some more Blade, and so in this time, we will be doing Tower of Infinity. Now, a new season of Tower of Infinity is here, and today we will be doing 5 runs of it. Now, there's a few things that you do need to know about the new Tower of Infinity. In this one, the AI is a little bit smarter. However, they do know that they do use the same, pattern every single time once you figure out the pattern. All right, so a few things before we get into it is that you should definitely be using the necklace, the PvP necklace that you should have. If you don't have the PvP necklace, the PvE one should be fine, but I don't recommend you using Prophecy, mainly because it doesn't give you that crucial critical hit that you do need, and if it's not going to give you extra crit, it might as well give you an insane amount of crit damage and a really good amount of debuff damage as well. So that's why I highly recommend you guys use the Kingmaker necklace instead of the Prophecy or PvE necklace. If you have the Sky Sunder necklace, that is perfectly fine, and that will get you pretty far. That'll still get you pretty far in terms of where you want to land. You should still be able to hit floor 100 with this particular necklace as well. It just won't give you the extra oomph that you need from Kingmaker, because Kingmaker not only give you more debuff damage, but it gives you a lot more crit damage. All right, so debuff damage more and debuff damage a lot more from Kingmaker. All right, so let's get right into it. Of course, when you do Tower Infinity, you obviously need to know what is your strongest hitting skill in your class. So of course, if you play any other class other than Warden, then then just post it down on the comment section down below, or you can go to my Discord and you can post them there too, and I of course can give you some combo slash tips and stuff. All right, but we're doing on Warden today. Now of course, we all know that Warden's Guardian stance strongest skill is our Divine Strike, and of course we will be using that to get our super duper high score at floor 100. The gear I do recommend for this, to get to floor 100, minimum to get to floor 100, is somewhere around a Ronsu 6 to a Ronsu 9, because that's exactly where I got floor 100 kill, and you should be able to get it. Of course, you want to be using your PvE weapon. So sometimes it's better to use your PvP weapon, but most of the times, if you want to hit your enemies as hard as possible, you do want to be using your PvE weapon. All right, so hold on, let me turn up the sounds a little bit here before we start. And then if you have any PvP gem, the Amber one is really good for this, because it gives you some HP recovery, but most importantly, it gives you 3 or nearly 4% more debuff damage, which is really important because we're going to be debuffing our enemies right before we hit them with our Godly Strike. All right, so let's see. So remember, before you go in, look at your enemies and what are they. So we're gonna be fighting a Baleful Summoner. Their weapon is actually pretty important as well, because then you know what kind of playstyle they'll play, right? If it's a Baleful Summoner, they're gonna try to hit you a lot more instead of trying to be evasive. Now our starter buffs here aren't too good, but of course it's gonna take some time for us to get to floor 100, so we might as well get rid of some of these buffs. Of course, we're on Guardian stance. I do not play on Madness, so if you have questions on those, I may or may not be able to answer your questions. But if you do play on Guardian for TOI, I can definitely answer those questions. So answer those questions, dude. English is hard. Anyways, let's get rid of a reset buff here, because we really don't need them and they're not that good. Of course, we're gonna start out with Soulburn and Blade Ward, and we're gonna do our Reaper. Now Reaper will make it so that Summoners will automatically tab because they're stunned. For some reason, Summoners never used to tab escape immediately on a stun, and now they do. All right, so that was something new that they added on Summoner. On Force Master, it's they didn't change anything. There wasn't anything too new. We got a pretty good buff here, which is stun. Now this buff here is used to get out of floor 100 pretty quickly, and the other 2 buffs we're gonna try to roll for. So let's get rid of additional damage because we really don't need it. We need something that will give us a really strong push, right? Okay, so Force Master, we're gonna start out Soulburn, Blade Ward, Reaper, Sever into Stormblade, Sentry Stance, Quake, and of course we hit him with our Divine Strike, and that will be the end of the Force Master. Now, Sin is a little different. The way that Sin usually will play is if you're close to them. Now the reason why my character is always close to them is so that we can try to make them use their decoy. This will make it so that they'll go behind us, and then we can pull them in with our Reaper. We got a pretty good buff here, however, though. Critical bonus is a pretty good buff. However, it's not going to be one of those buffs that will give us the the instant kill. All right, so hopefully we get them later on in one of these tickets. But I'm gonna get rid of cooldown reduction because we don't need it. We're trying to score one of the bigger buffs here. Of course, Soulburn and Blade Ward, and now we wait. Now, the reason why we wait and see when the Sin doesn't do anything, like you know, use Poison Breath when he's not trying to iframe every single one of your attacks, is then it'll give us a little gap that you guys saw that we can use our Stormblade. Our Stormblade is one of the best skills, you know, for approaching our enemies and stunning them at the same time, and that will be able to give us the kill, and we can restun while we are in Sentry to use Quake, and then we can hit them with our Divine Strike. Very easy. Now, Blademaster is a little different. Let me take away the UI here. And is that if you're fighting a Blademaster as a Warden, if you stand around here, okay, now I'll explain how I know all this. If you stand around here, the Blademaster will always use Flock of Blades. Like somewhere around here, if you stand really, really close to him, he's gonna use Rush. And if you stand somewhere like in between, like this area or something like that, he'll use his HMZ. Alright, so what we're gonna do is that we're gonna get rid of proficiency boost, and we're gonna get rid of Reaper. Now the reason why we get rid of Reaper is because we want to get into Sentry Stance even faster. Okay, this is floor 99, and what we want to do is kill this as quickly as possible, and we're gonna be using the proficiency boost here. Alright, so let's get started. Now, the combo for this is going to be really, really fast. So I'm going to explain it right here, okay? So, first thing is you're going to put down your Blade Ward, and then you're going to put down your 2. As soon as you put down your 2, you Soulburn, Sever, Tab, activate your skill, and then we're going to use Quake. But I mean, I can't explain all that in like, a few seconds, but that's what we're going to do, okay? You guys ready for this? Here we go. So, we're going to go for V. Oh, he's smart. There we go. He's smart, and he used what's it called? Block. Now that is something that is really rare for Blademaster to do, mainly because they don't use it a lot. But that was one of the rare scenarios that they do use. There's one thing that you can do on them, however, is that your ult is very powerful, and if you have enough piercing, you should be able to get through their defenses quite easily. Okay, so we got one of the best classes against Warden for floor 100, and that is Force Master. Now, Force Master is absolutely amazing for us because Force Master just doesn't do anything. Now, there is a small glitch in the game right now that when we Soulburn and we put down our Blade Ward, the animation is so fast that our Reaper will not actually work. What I mean by that is it will not stun and it will not pull. So what we have to do is a little bit different. We have to have a delay on our Soulburn and delay between our Soulburn and Blade Ward. So then our Reaper will actually go off. We got a really good buff. This is the one that we want. Attack power bonus. This will give us pure that pure jump, a spike in our power, so that we can get that one shot off. Now the combo for Force Master is we're gonna use Reaper, but we need to activate our Blade Ward, Soulburn, and then Reaper. Press 4, go to Sentry, and then press X. Alright, press X, so then we can get that restun. Alright, so we remember to always restun because they will get out of your stun before you hit your Divine Strike. I learned this the hard way. Alright guys, so let's hopefully the Reaper glitch doesn't happen, and I can show you. Alright, so we're gonna stand really close to them. Got it. Restun, Divine Strike. Oh my goodness. Alright, so that's what we're supposed to do there. Unfortunately, since you guys can't see my log here, Divine Strike did not crit. Now, what happens if Divine Strike doesn't crit? If Divine Strike doesn't crit, it will not OHKO because it didn't crit. If it did crit, that was definitely an OHKO because we got 3 hits here, and you know the first 2 hit for 1,000,000, so you can just imagine how hard it hit if it was a actual critical hit. But everything else from there was pretty good, up to the point of, you know, not hitting Divine Strike and not critting. But you know, it's still an 8-second kill on Warden, which is not good. 8-second kill on the ladder on the last day. I'm speaking like this on the last day. 8-second kill on the ladder is usually around top 20 to top 30, even though the season just started. So, you know, you see a lot of, you know, not even floor 100s, but at the end, you'll see a lot of floor 100 clears, okay? So, somewhere around here is where you get your 8 seconds right here. And we don't want that. We want to aim for at least top 15, or, you know, much easier stuff. But let's get our rewards and let's get out of here. Now, of course, there are a few things that we didn't get to see. We didn't get to see any of the Fidget Spinner class. We didn't get to see Soul Fighter, which is another really, really good matchup against Warden, and that's where we get our really good time. And then there's a really bad matchup, which is KFM at floor 100. That's the worst matchup that you can get, and at that point, you're really wasting your time. The enemies, they have retuned the AI to be more offensive at floor 100. So at floor 100, they're not gonna really be trying to be defensive unless it's Assassin. Assassin is the only class that will try to be defensive on floor 100, but every other class would be pretty hyper offensive on their AI. So if you can just find the same pattern that they do at floor 100, you'll be able to, you know, go through their predictable patterns and CC them. Pretty easy stuff, if you know, able to find that out. Okay, so let's go back in again. I only have 4 minutes left on my buff, and of course I will refresh it, so, you know, give you guys a realistic, you know, demonstration here. Now, there's 2 buffs that you do want to use. That is a Spicy Dumpling and Imperial Soju. Imperial Soju will give you extra crit damage when you hit the enemy, so it'll give you an extra 6%, which is quite nice. All right, it's quite nice. You get 200 per Soju stack, so, and you can stack up 3 times, so that's, you know, an extra 6%. If you're wondering what this is, you also get 25 AP at the same time. All right, so Spicy Dumpling buff, very good. And Imperial Soju, of course I'm going to refresh him now because there's only 3 minutes left. All right, so okay, in terms of Hongmun points, 25 points into HM focus, and then the rest into offense. You do not want any of these other points. We want to hit our AP as high as possible, and boss attack power does work. Alright guys, and here it is. We get a Fidget Spinner class. Now there's some buffs that are really good at getting rid of these Fidget Spinners, so let's go with additional damage. We're going to be doing our Sentry combo. Okay, of course we don't really need Reaper, so get rid of that, and we just one-shot him with the additional damage. Of course, you know, Divine Strike hitting as hard as possible. That's what we're aiming for, right? Alright guys, so we're fighting against KFM, probably one of our not very good matchups, but we are on floor 79, so it's not going to be that bad. I'm going to get rid of this green buff here, because we frankly don't need it at floor 100. Okay, so we're going to start off with the, you know, Blade Ward combo, and then restun. Of course, we're gonna keep stunning until he dies. Now, the reason why we want to, you know, keep stunning is because we don't want this KFM to, you know, infinitely iframe our attacks. So that's why if you catch a KFM off with one of your stuns, definitely keep him bound so that he doesn't keep going. So to get rid of another Fidget Spinner, we're also going to be using our cooldown reset skill here, and this is going to be a really good skill to get rid of them, mainly because you can reset your, you know, powerful skill. Of course, Blade Ward into Soulburn into Reaper, and then we're going to use our Divine Strike, and that will be able to get an easy kill. Even if they use Stone Shield, they don't use Sheath. I don't know why they don't, you know, use Sheath at all, but you know, it happens. So from one Fidget Spinner to another, two really good buffs here. Now, crit bonus buff is not going to be as good for floor 100, unfortunately, and we got stunned. So this is probably one where we just throw away because we just didn't get anything good. Oh, nice. He gets me with that 5-point strike, though. Of course. Okay, so if we're able to hit these guys, the best way is to just hit them as hard as possible. They don't really do anything too, too difficult to kill, because they really can't touch you whatsoever. And especially if they just spin around you, you can hit them with their ult, or you can hit them with an ult, and they'll be pretty easy to kill. Remember the CC chain? That'll be it's a really good thing to do when you're fighting one of these things, especially when you catch them off. Alright, so Blademaster at floor 100. We do get a really good buff. Alright, so Blademaster, we're gonna get rid of our Reaper because Reaper is just a really slow animation and we don't want that, right? We want it to be fast, going to sentry as fast as possible. Alright, so before we start, you guys do see that we have 2 stun sparks here. Now, that will cause you to have a problem. Mainly because they'll make you go to sentry stance a lot quicker than you be wanting to. And the number one thing to do is to just wait for the whole timer to go down. Now this way, we are guaranteed to at least get into sentry stance the proper way and use our buff at the proper time. So on Blademaster, we're gonna be using Blade Ward into Sober. Well, Blade Ward into Stormblade, and then Soulburn, Sever, Sentry Stance, and then we're going to use our Quick to restun him. And then as soon as we restun, we're going to be using our attack power buff and hit our Divine Strike. So now that we have, the buff ran out, we can get started here. So hopefully we get a good time, or somewhere close to my record time. Alright guys, so let's go for it. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, my X didn't work. I know. I can't show this. My X didn't work, and what happened there was like, I pressed my X, but unfortunately, really? Perseverance? Like, the old Blademaster never used Perseverance before, so. So unfortunately, since we didn't, get our second stun off, we're not gonna be able to kill this quickly. Okay, that's a little bit unfortunate. Okay, so we still have let me see, we still have about 3 more tickets, so let's go in 3 more times. All right, guys, we're back. So. First fight would be Blademaster. Pretty easy. We're gonna try to get rid of these buffs here. The green one is the most useless, so we're gonna be getting rid of that. I really hate the fact that they made 5-point strike into an iframe on TOI, because that used to be absolutely worthless. Like that 5-point strike in TOI, like they used to be able to. Like, we used to be able to hit right through them while they're using their 5-point strike, so it's a little unfortunate that they gave it an iframe. Alright, so to fight KFMs, the easiest way to do it is to try to trick them into approaching you, and when they approach you, you're gonna blindside behind them. Use your Stormblade, which is your 2 key, and then as soon as you stun them, you go Soulburn, Sever, Sentry, and then you use your Quake, and then that would be an easy kill. Now we do have another Blademaster here, and we're gonna get rid of additional damage because we really don't need it in the end of the day. Okay, next. Alright, we got a Destroyer. Now, this is where additional damage comes really helpful, because at floor 99 these guys have a lot of health. Oh wait, sorry, not additional damage, cooldown reduction. This one in particular is really awesome because every single time you hit an enemy, it subtracts 3 seconds from your skill. So it'll be the cooldown of your skill, which is really nice. Really nice stuff here. Now what you want to do here is that you want to trick the destroyer to giving you infinite divine strikes like this, right? So when you hit them with your bright wing, you're resetting your divine strike while using that buff. Floor 100 Sin, so this is where you get to see the stall of Sin, right? There is one thing that you can do. If you have status damage boost, which is quite nice if you're able to catch them. And then I don't think we need Reaper, but Reaper does help here. We're not going to be able to get, a super fast clean kill, but we will be able to execute them quite nicely. All right, so of course we're going to stand really close to them, activate our V, activate our go behind them, stun, restun, activate our buff, and that's it, guys. That is it, guys. That was 12 million, I'm pretty sure. And that was 6.69 seconds. Now, the reason why that was 6.69 seconds was because we had a stall. We had like a tiny bit of stall at the beginning where the assassin was invisible and he was approaching us while iframing. And that was that tiny little gap that we couldn't get. But 6.69 seconds is still quite fast. I'm pretty sure this right here is top 16. Top 16, you'll be able to do it with this time quite easily too, so not bad. Let's get out of here. Alright guys, we're back at it again. Let's see how many tickets we have left. We have one more ticket left, and at the beginning, pretty decent buffs. We got status bonus, which is quite nice for one-shotting Blademasters and Assassins and all that good stuff. And then we also got a pretty good beginning buff. Now, this is floor 69 Destroyer, and we're not really going to worry about them because these buffs, we can use them for higher floors. So we're not going to choose anything because we don't really need to. Soulburn, while Blade Ward with Reaper on, we're going to be able to go into Sentry, knock out this destroyer quite easily. Now, if you can't knock out the destroyer in one shot of your divine strike, of course, remember to have your sword salvo. Your sword salvo is always gonna be a good way to kill because it's just so fast and it does so much damage. Remember to spec into Holy Blade. I should have talked about this later on at the beginning, but spec into Holy Blade so that your sword salvo does even more damage. All right, and these are the points you want to get into if you want to score pretty decently high. So Seraph Summoners. So before we saw a baleful summoner, and this is Seraph one. Now Seraph ones will they play about the same, but they're gonna try to stall you out a lot more because they're they're Seraph, and that's what they're trying to do. Again, we're not gonna choose any buff because we don't need any buff to knock out floor 79 a summoner. Okay, so he's gonna tab. Oh, I didn't I didn't sever because I'm dumb. It's okay though, I didn't sever. I'm bad, my bad. Alright, so floor 89 Assassin.
You look tough.
Not too bad. Not too bad. Okay, so this is where we'll be using our cooldown reduction. Let's try to get rid of it. We only have, 2 more tries. I did sever again! What is wrong with me? It's okay, he died in one hit of sword salvo. So you guys can see sword salvo, very strong, very strong skill. My axe will be your downfall, and we got a really nice buff from that. We're not gonna choose anything. However, you can choose stun or status damage if you want, but I'm not gonna choose anything because honestly we don't really need it, and we want to keep all three of these buffs for floor 100 and see what we get. Okay, not bad. First hit on Divine Strike. Oh, he pulled us, but we still resisted it because he pulled us out of Blade Ward. Alright, so now if we catch him in the corner like this, really easy to kill him because they have nowhere to go. Let's see what we get. We got Soul Fighter, a very good matchup. Very good matchup. Now, again, we're gonna disable Reaper, and we're gonna spec into attack power. Now, attack power will give us that extra, extra power once again. And on Soul Fighter, we're gonna want to stand really, really close to the guy. All right, so do that. Sever, restun, and it didn't crit. It didn't crit, boys. Even though I have true dragon, even though I have true bloody dragon. True dragon, guys. Look at this. Hold on. It didn't crit. Look at this. 1.7 mil, 1.2 mil, and then 500k. But it didn't crit. It didn't crit, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunate. But how I got this 4.59 second kill is with a super powerful critical hit to them. And that's how I got my position here. But that's a little bit unfortunate that it didn't crit, and I didn't get to show you guys the one shot. But you guys saw the one shot on the assassin when we use our status damage. So you guys get the idea, right? We want a one shot while they're being CC'd, and that's how we get our super duper awesome kill. All right. Okay, so one last time. Super nice buff at the beginning. Let's get rid of immunity because frankly we don't really need it. Let's get out of here. Hey, you. Goodbye. Goodbye. At least he got to spin around a little bit, right? Yes, indeed. Okay, so let's get rid of this resist buff. We don't need it. Now, on these lower floors, you can 100% practice your skills and stuff, right? So be sure on the lower floors, if you're having trouble comboing and you get to the class that you want to fight against, just practice on them, right? It's easier. Their AI is a little bit different and they just won't have that super fast reaction time. But once you get to that point of floor 100, you want to execute what you did on the lower floors on the class that you're good up against, and you should be fine. Let's see, assassin. Let's get rid of this cooldown reset skill here. We don't really need it. Okay. I missed, didn't I? Okay, good. I didn't miss this time. Floor 99. Let's go. Bladedancer.
You can match the rhythm of my blades.
Okay, we got status damage, and this time we're going to be using our cooldown reduction so that when he spins around us, we're going to be using our Brightwing to get, reset our Divine Strike, alright? There we go. See? Come on. Ah, it's an assassin. Well, I don't have any more tickets. And that is it for the show. Now, you can go for either of this, but I do believe that both of them are really good. The only condition on status damage is that you have to have them CC. On AP, you don't have to have them CC, alright? And I showed you what status damage can do already, so how about we go for AP? Of course, we're going to need to have Reaper re-enabled. I probably should get another page here, so then, I don't have to disable Reaper all the time, but you get the idea. We're going to use Reaper pull to stall out a little bit so that we can have that little gap so that we can use our Stormblade. Okay. V. There we go. That's that little gap. Stun. And there it is, boys. There it is. Now, we're not going to get a record, of course. But you guys get the idea on how to, execute the combo there. Alright. Alright. Not bad. 7.1 seconds. That will land you somewhere around, if you're on the Warden ladder, or you're trying to go for the Warden ladder, that'll land you somewhere around the top 20 to the top 30 ladder ranking, which is not that bad. I do like that a lot. All right, so if you're not that geared, but if you're super high geared, all right, if you're super high geared, this should be easy for you guys to one shot. All right, guys, thank you guys very much for watching this video. You guys have been awesome, and I'll see you guys next time on Blade and Soul. See you guys then.